See you guys in basketball enthusiasts alike. This is the Only Land, and we are back with a performance review for the Nike GT Cut 3 Turbos. Before we get into that, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe button, just like we've seen before, you like we've seen today, and we will just get right into them. Obviously, I didn't intro you at all.
Yeah,
but
I'm Justin Delgado, class of 2026. Let's get into it.
So we can start off like we always do with the traction. For the traction, you have a herringbone pattern. Supposedly, I haven't played in the GT Cut 3s. I played in the 2s. I didn't get a chance to get the 1s. And then on the restock for the ones that just came out, I didn't get the chance to get them either. So he got the GT Cut 3s for free because his school is going to be sponsored by Nike. So they're switching from the Jordan brand sponsor to the Nike sponsor. So they gave them to him for free, and that's the story on that. But in regards to traction, it is the same traction as the original GT Cuts, so there's not really an upgrade to that. How do you feel the traction perform for these?
Honestly, it really depends on what type of court you're playing on. If you're playing on like a good polished court, then it's gonna give you good traction. But if you're playing on even a somewhat dusty court, it's pretty bad. You're gonna have to do a lot of wiping. Because it's rubber, the dust sticks a lot. So it really depends on what type of court you're playing on.
So moving on up, you could talk about the cushioning. For the cushioning, we have a Phylon midsole, and it acts as a housing for the Zoom X cushioning. That is the insole that you guys can see here as I pull it out. I actually thought these were a lot thicker. Were they originally thicker than this? Like, how do you even get it like that?
So what happened was, the first game that we played at LA Fitness, I tried putting my shoe in, and I thought it was just my feet. Like, I don't know what, I thought I had like 2 pickup socks on, but I took out my shoe, and this shit was like scrunched up like this. And then I took it out, I'm like, oh, that's why my feet were hurt. So this is how this is.
Yo, bro.
I need to start buying like insoles for me though.
Like personalized insoles?
Yeah.
Supposedly the Zoom X is really comfortable, so how do you feel like the cushioning as a whole performs?
These are Zoom X?
Yeah.
The cushioning isn't, actually, it has pretty great cushioning.
As a whole, do you feel like the insole was like, to me this insole feels, at some point it bottoms out, right? I don't know if you know this. So like with the foam cushioning, because it's foam, at some point the foam just gets bottomed out once you use it enough, and then it's like nothing. As opposed to when you use air, which is my preferred form of cushioning, like for the KDs and the 28s. Like my favorite cushionings are, for the most part, air. I don't really prefer a foam, but I've heard the Zoom X was really comfortable. Was it? Because it doesn't look like this, like it lasted very long.
No, it definitely is comfortable.
When did you get these?
I got these a long time ago. I got these in like maybe right before my season ended. No, right after my season ended. I just never wore them until.
So March?
I just never wore them until like
March?
Yeah. I never wore them until.
That's not that long ago. We're in June.
Yeah, but I haven't worn them. No, was it March? I think it was February actually. Before my season. Yeah, it was definitely before my season. But I didn't wear these until like
4 months ago.
The middle of May.
4 months is not that long ago. So you just started wearing these?
Yep.
And it bottomed out that quickly? Like, was it thicker than this? It looked like it would be thicker than this.
Nope, it definitely is.
Like as you use them, you get stresses in the cushioning in the foam, and that's why it gets lower.
I'm also 210.
It's true.
Actually, the cushioning is great. It's probably the best part of the shoe. I'd probably give the cushioning about like a 9 out of 10. Okay,
so it's a 9 out of 10. How do you feel like impact protection was? Like as you were coming down from dunks and like high jumps, how do you feel like because there's a difference between, to me, like the impact, or not to me, there's a clear difference from when you're flying and when you're running. Do you feel like there was a clear difference in the cushioning there?
Actually no. Like it literally feels like you're running on like pillows. Like these are really comfortable shoes. Running and landing, I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely the best part of the shoe.
So it is an actual 9 out of 10.
An actual 9 out of 10 cushioners.
So moving on up to material, on the original GT Cut 3s, they had like a textile material, and they transfer that out. Why I'm not sure, because I assume this material is a little bit more, is it a little bit heavier? But on this they have like a synthetic plastic material, and you can see like the ribs that they have on it. It's definitely, it gives me, I'm gonna be honest, to me it gives like an Adidas, like the kind of shape.
For sure.
It gives like the kind of shape that Adidas has been doing recently, or what I say, like the shape that Adidas brought back, because this is like the shape that Adidas originally had for what is that sneaker called? Now I'm gonna feel like I don't know anything about sneakers. Now I'm just having a brain fart. The Kobe's, like the old Kobe's had like this kind of like boat type of look. Yeah, and that is like that was supposed to look like a futures type sneaker, and Adidas brought that back, and I feel like that's kind of what Nike did here. I don't know if that's their actual inspiration, but that's what it kind of looks like here. How do you feel like that, like that type of plastic material formed?
It definitely, when you first get the shoe, it's gonna take a while to break in. Definitely hurts your feet a lot. So you definitely have to do a lot breaking them in. Probably like 4 or 5 good wears of you. Not even 4. Yeah, I'd give it like 4 or 5 good wears if you actually hooping for like a good solid 2 hours. That's
a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It took me a while.
4 or 5 wears for 2 hours is 8 to 10 hours. That's a lot. That's probably the longest breaking I've ever had, because the longest breaking that I've worn personally is probably the what are they below you? The PG3s. The PG3s were a pain to break in. I really hated the breaking process for those.
Well, actually, I'm lying. It didn't take 4 or 5 wears, because I wore it like the first 2 times. No, yeah, the first 2 or 3 times I wore them. Like I wore them for like the first hour, like 30 minutes to an hour, and then I switched them out because I just couldn't. But after, I'll say, a good 2-3 wears, 2-3 hours working out, you should be fine.
2-3 wears of 2-3 hours.
Yes.
So you're talking about
9 hours.
Oh, it's 3 hours, 3 wears. Yeah, 9 hours.
Yeah.
It's still
a
fairly long time
for
a break-in process. I think I kind of get it. Like, you want to put out a better sneaker as opposed to putting out a new line, so like an upgrade of that model without putting out the next version of it. But it sounds like a negative, because I heard the GT Cut 3s performed fairly well. From what I know of this line, the ones were like just far and away far better than anything. That I would assume that's why they're retroing them. Like retroing a sneaker and you're only in the 3rd one sounds a little crazy. The only place that I've seen do that recently was the Pumas. For LaMelos, like you were on the LaMelo 3s and they were already retroing the ones, so it's something very similar. But well, if it works, it works. That's always my thing. I get like putting in the newest and latest technology as long as it's good. But if you're putting in the newest technology and it's not performing as well as the old stuff, like why break what already works? But I guess you have to push forward and on, and I just don't agree with it all the time. Like, you want to talk about the KD? You played in the KD12s, right?
Yes.
You like the KD12s? The KD12s to me are one of my favorite sneakers of all time. Like, probably like top 5 performance models. You move on to like the KD13s were solid, the KD14s were solid. I think it was like the there was like a little skip that I took. Maybe it was like the KD15s or the KD16s. Like, I hated them. And then I don't understand the difference between the 12s and the 13s. The kind of cushioning they had in the 12s was way better than the 13s. The 13s wasn't bad, but like, if it's this good, why are you making a change to it? And I don't.
KD14.
KD14. I don't remember what what is the KD14? Oh,
these are probably the most comfortable Nike ones.
The KD14.
I love these. I love the KD14.
This goes back to the last video. If you saw the last video that he's in, I'll put it up here. It goes back to the last video where I talk about we're just 2 different sizes. So like, he is 6'4".
6'6".
He's 6'6", 210.
Yep.
And I'm 6 foot, 170. So the cushioning is just gonna feel different for different people. That's why sometimes I try to get different people on here so you guys get like a different perspective onto how the cushioning can perform. But we can move on up to Lockdown. How do you feel the Lockdown was on these?
Lockdown on these, they're pretty solid. They just, They definitely like when you tie them, they don't stay tight. Like you have to keep retying them. But other than that, it's okay. It's not bad.
That's actually funny because uh, the way that they did the lacing system was they put the lacing system inside as opposed to having the lace. As you can see, like the laces are literally inside, as opposed to having the laces on the outside, and that's supposed to help them get tighter. And usually that would keep the whole sneaker just tighter more often. But the problem that you're gonna have is probably the lace materials. And I've spoken about this before. Lace materials like this, it's the cotton on this perfect. That's exactly how I like it. But they have like this synthetic stuff in there, and that allows for like slippage of the laces, and that loosens it up a lot. And that's gonna impact your lockdown in your shoe, and you never want to have like a loose sneaker while you're playing. But that's it on the lockdown. But I know you actually went to the headquarters in the city to pick these up. Is there anything that they shared with you that you feel like you need to share?
No, not really. They kind of just gave it to us and was like, "Thanks for coming."
All right. So I guess that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Do me a favor, the like button, hit the subscribe button.
And once again, I need you guys to smash that like button. Thank you for watching. Hold on, one more time. Smash that like button. Thanks for coming.
This is The Only Land, and we're out here. You guys have a good one.